Hey there, it's Chuck with RoadTechFeather.com. This is our 9th Theros draft, and holy crap is this, this is a good pack. We do have Scourge of Valkus here, which is pretty good in draft. I'm going to go ahead and select that, but we do have other things here that would work really well too. Swordwise Centaur is another really good first round pick. It's a 3-2, and 4-2. We also have Raised by Wolves, which is great. We have Spiteful Return, also great, and Ghostblade Eidolon, which are great. Acro and Skyguard is really good. And we have a Bolt here. So we have a lot of really good picks here. But I think Scourge of Valkus is actually fine. It's a 2-2 for 3. But we can sack any other creature just by tapping it and put a number of +1/+1 counters on it. So it seems like the ability to boost itself is going to be really nice. So we are going to go ahead and take the Scourge. Here, Lightning Volley does not look that great. I think this Swordwise Centaur is probably the best pick in here at this point. But let's look at what else we've got here. Vanguard of Bramaz is pretty decent. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you put a 1/1 cat, so soldier token with vigilance onto the battlefield. Kraken of the Straits doesn't really seem all that fantastic. It's not bad, but for the 7 casting cost for a 6/6, it just doesn't seem all that fantastic. And the Swordwise Centaur seems way better. Acro and Skyguard would be a decent pick, but I think the 3-2 for 2 is probably one of the best things that we can hope for, other than this possible Vanguard. But we've, I don't know, it just seems like Swordwise Centaur is a decent pick here, so, to me. Feel free to comment and tell me that you don't think it is. I'm okay with that. So here we have Chromanticore or Fanatic of Mogus. Nyxborn Wolf is also not bad. Ferris Band Centaurs isn't also awful, and neither is Crypsis. And really, Crypsis might be worth looking into, and Fanatic might be worth looking into as well. A 3-3 for 3 is never a bad thing. Chromanticore just seems like it's a little bit outside of any wheelhouse to play. I mean, it is really good flying Vigilance and First Strike, but I do think Fanatic is going to be the pick here. Being a 3-3 for 3, or it can be a 4-4 for 4 with haste, and it has trample as well. But maybe Crypsis would just be the better pick here. I think we're going to go with the Fanatic here. And Unravel is okay. Flitter Step here is a 2-drop 1/1, and it can't be blocked, and enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked. So Flitter Step is interesting here. Ashiok's Adept says whenever we cast a spell that targets it, each opponent discards a card. We do have a Setessan here, Oathsworn, and a Bolt as well. And Bolt seems really nice if we do go into red, so I think that might be what we go with here. Nyxborn Shieldmate is also interesting. And Noble Quarry says all of creatures able to block it do. But I think Bolt here is going to be pretty alright if we do go into green-red here. Seems like probably one of the best cards in that whole deal there. Now here, Weight seems kind of nice, as it is removal. Sphinx's Disciple is also really good. Nyxborn Rollicker might not be bad, but Fearsome Temper might also be really good. So it's kind of bland here. And we don't really know what we're going into here yet, so as to where this is going to lead us. So far we're pretty green-red, but red is okay here. But Weight's really nice here, as well as the Sphinx is pretty good here. But I really think Fearsome Temper here is probably one of the better ones. But I'm going to go with my gut and just go ahead and do weight here. Asphyxiate looks really nice, but Grave Robber Spider is going to be really good here. And Grave Robber Spider is just a better pick overall. Let's look at our cost sort here. That's what we're looking at. Astral Cornucopia is interesting. That is some decent ramp. Snake of the Golden Grove is also really interesting, as it is a 4/4 for 5. But Astral's a mana dump here. And that might actually end up being not bad. And I think we are going to go ahead and go for this, as it does give us some ramp. Stormcaller here, and this Setessan is just looking really nice the farther we get along here. And white seems to have wheeled a lot as well. And we are gonna pick up this Swordwise Centaur again. Seems really good. And Mortal's Resolve is fine here. We'll go ahead and pick that up. And Crypsis will definitely be our pick here. And I think Unravel the Aether is fine here. And War Chanter we'll just go ahead and get rid of. It's not something we'll play. Neither probably will be Necrobite here. But we have a couple of decent splashes with Weight and Crypsis here, if we do decide to do red-green. But again, we are wide open here as far as our colors go. We're very green-oriented at this point, but that could change as well. I mean, not really the green, because green's pretty much our solid color at this point. Hithonia looks really nice, and so does Pharika's Mender. Both of those are decent. We do have a Horizon Chimera here, which is really tempting to go for. But Erebos' Emissary here is also really good, as I really like Erebos' Emissary in these types of decks, as the Bestow can just go crazy. But we can return a creature or enchantment card to our hand with Pharika's Mender here. But Erebos' Emissary might be too good to pass up here. I really think that's going to be my pick, is the Erebos' Emissary here out of this. As Hithonia is really good, but I don't know if we have enough to go with, and I don't know that I necessarily want to go that route. And I don't know, she might wheel, she might not. Pharika's Menders might wheel, but Erebos' Emissary is definitely not going to wheel for anybody that's playing a black deck. So that's a really good one to pick up at this point. And Titan of Eternal Fire is interesting, but I don't think that's enough to get us to pick it. Sedge Scorpion here looks really good. Evangel's okay. Fanatic is okay. Ferris Band is really good, but the Sedge Scorpion seems really good here, and so does Wingsteed Rider, but I don't know that the double white casting cost at this point is going to be worth us picking. The same thing with Evangel. Good, but a little bit outside of our wheelhouse at this point. If we're gonna, we would have to draft a lot of white at this point to see that come back. So I think Sedge Scorpion's going to be my pick here. And we have another Sedge Scorpion. Or we have this Burnished Heart. Scholar is okay, but at this point, once again, it might be a little outside of our wheelhouse. This Baleful Eidolon also looks really good. And I think this Baleful Eidolon's actually going to be my pick. Even though we do have this second Sedge Scorpion, I think Baleful Eidolon is a more powerful card here. Rageblood Shaman says, other Minotaur creatures I control get +1/+1 and have trample. I don't think that I have any other Minotaur creatures. We do have a Gainsay here. We do have a Dark Betrayal. Again, none of these really look all that fantastic for me at this point. I mean, Blood Soul Harpy is decent, it's got flying. But maybe I just pick up the Opaline Unicorn here for fixing. And Psychic Intrusion is a black. Keepsake Gorgon is also interesting if we decide to go farther into these colors. And I think the Keepsake Gorgon is actually going to be what I pick here, as a lot of these other things just do not seem all that appealing right now. And I am lacking quite a bit on my back end here. And it looks like we're coming into a lot of black cards that have not been picked here. So maybe we go with Farika's Cure here and start cutting down on what we play here. So this Bolt might be gone at this point. And Hunt the Hunter seems really decent here. Guardians, I don't know if I want to go that big into defense. The 2 target creatures get lifelink until end of turn is pretty nice, but target green creature we control, we have a lot of those. We have 5 at this point. So maybe we do just go with Cutthroat. Wow. It's coming up with a whole lot of nothing really here. Acheron Crusader seems fine. We do go for the 3 color here. And I think at this point we pick, oh, definitely the Farika's Menders comes back around. So that's going to be good for us. And I think Ferris Band Centaurs here is going to be fine. And Lash we're going to pick up as well, since it wheeled. At this point, I think we go with Dark Betrayal here. And Asphodel Wanderer. The Fleet Feather Sandals are not going to get played, most likely here. And we're going to go ahead and hide these. Bolt is probably not going to get played at this point. And I'm not sure we have enough targets to play Cutthroat Maneuver here. I'm not sure at this point. Crypsis can get hidden. And Spear of Heliod is definitely not in our wheelhouse at this point. It is a really nice card. Titan Strength is in our wheelhouse. We do have a Vulpine Goliath here, which is nice. We have another Keepsake Gorgon. Sip is not too far outside of our area here, but the double black could be a little bit detrimental. And Fellhide Minotaur fits in pretty well. So I think at this point, I'm actually going to pick up this Titan Strength. Maybe. Though Fellhide Minotaur isn't awful either. So maybe I do just go for this Fellhide. Wow. This is crazy. I think here we go with Death Bellow, as it has the regen. 2-drop 2/3. Or maybe just another Opaline Unicorn here. But I don't know if we want to fix that much, because we already have quite a bit of fixing here. So maybe it is just the Death Bellow. And Bow of Nylea is actually going to be really good. We will pick this up. This is going to be really good for us in a 3-drop slot here. And Mogus's Marauder is looking pretty good here, and Staunch-Hearted Warrior is not bad either. But Mogus's Marauder has a lot of stuff that can go with it. But we don't have a lot of Black Devotion here for it. But if nothing else, it can just get itself in for that. So I think we do go with the Mogus's Marauder here over the Fellhide Minotaur. We have another Dark Betrayal, but Centaur Battlemaster seems really good here. So I think we do go with the Centaur Battlemaster here. Possibly over this Keepsake Gorgon. And wow, there's not a whole lot here for us. I think honestly we just go with Nylea's Presence here. Even though we don't really want to play it. Now here are some decent, interesting cards. Warrior's Lesson is probably going to be my pick here. And Satyr Hedonist would actually be fine. So I'm not opposed to playing that either. And here, maybe we just go with the sideboard option here, Shredding Winds. Or maybe we go with the bigger Vulpine Goliath on the back end. Seems like that might be better. Something that's useful here. 2/1 Trampler might, I don't know, that probably won't get played here or make the deck, but we'll see. Guardians is fine. Pick up the wall here, maybe. Crackling Triton. Pick up the Dark Betrayal here. And here we'll begin our final deck building here and see what we think actually makes the cut. So we seem very green-black oriented here with some red stuff that we can utilize. So let's just look here. We've got Asphodel Wanderer. Baleful Eidolon is really good. We have the Pharika's Cure, which is worth playing. Mogus's Marauder is fine. Erebos' Emissary makes the cut right off the bat. And we know we have Keepsake Gorgon here. And then we have Sedge Scorpion here. Satyr Hedonist is interesting as it ramps and adds red mana. But we'll go straight to the Swordwise Centaurs. As far as creatures go, the Scourge of Skullavail is fine. Setessan Oathsworn could be interesting. Grave Robber Spider comes in. Centaur Battlemaster is fine. That's 12. We have the Ferris Band Centaurs, which is also good, and Pharika's Mender here, which is also good. So there we have 14 creatures. And we could throw this Fanatic of Xenagos in here. We could also throw in Fellhide Minotaur or Satyr Hedonist here, but I think Fanatic is fine. That gives us 15. And the Opaline Unicorn will make 16 there. So Astral Cornucopia I really like. And we can use this Fleet Feather Sandals to our advantage too. But Warrior's Lesson I feel like is a good option here. Mortal's Resolve is really good. And Bow of Nylea is also a really good option here. So that's 21 cards here. Now the Weight of the Underworld seems really good. And so does Lash. And that brings us up to 23. But that also only gives us 2 things to target with here. But the Erebos' Emissary is a bestow creature, and the Baleful Eidolon is a bestow creature, and the only things we're really targeting is the Setessan Oathsworn here. That's really all we want to target. And the Centaur Battlemaster. So we have a few things that we can use to target here. We have some decent mana ramping. Is there anything else that we absolutely need in this deck here? I feel like this is pretty good. I feel like it's pretty rounded out here. So I think we go ahead and just submit this, call it good. So it's saying 6, 1, and 10. And if we look at this, I think I'm going to go 9, 2, and 6. And do this. I feel like that's pretty good. So we'll submit this here. And hope for the best. Alright, this has been Chuck with RogueTradeBuilder.com and MTG The Journey. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in round 1.